How's it going, Guardians? It is your boy Turkey once again at SGN Hub, bringing you guys my current favorite hunter setup. And truth be told, this is very simple, very short, very sweet, but there is still a lot of synergy within this build and with the aspects and the fragments that you get on Hunter for Arc, and also the seasonal artifact that just make this build so fun to play. It is so fun, I promise you. If you just enjoy loud explosions, and I'll have to get into some of the gameplay and show you guys further in the video how the explosions sound, because we're stacking, I think, 3 to 4 on some of our shots, all in one shot, and this is coming from a special shot. So let me just get straight into the video and show you guys this build and how simple it is, but how many things go into it. So first and foremost, let's get into our aspects, fragments, abilities. I will honestly say that the abilities are interchangeable, so I'm not even going to cover your jump, your dodge, your melee, your grenade. The one thing I would recommend is marksman's dodge. Just dodging automatically reloads your weapon, unless you're going to use like the combination blow or something that goes with lethal current, because this is also interchangeable, because a lot of the stuff that you're getting out of this build doesn't necessarily come straight from your aspects, but nonetheless, we have lethal current in the first slot, stating that after dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range, jolts the target, and creates a damaging aftershock. Damaging any jolted target with melee attacks also blinds them. Now, as I said, this aspect is interchangeable, and even the other one that provides this slide melee replacement, I don't really see too much. It doesn't change the build. This build is centered around the glaive and what we're going to get into. The next aspect, this one here is useful. This is the one that actually plays into it, and that is flow state. Defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. While you are amplified, your dodge recharges more quickly, you're more resilient while dodging, and your reload speed is greatly increased. The defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. That's the solid part, that's the W. I don't really, the aspects for Hunter, I guess, and I feel like they're kind of like lacking personally. I just don't see too much out of these. I guess the Assassin's Cowl build, like, that's cool, but we're doing something different here. So let's talk about our fragments though. First and foremost, Spark of Amplitude. Rapidly defeating targets while you are amplified creates an orb of power. That is a must. After sprinting for a short time, your class ability regeneration is increased. This, you don't really have to have this, but I always like it, just, for the dodge, just to have the panic dodge. Next, Spark of Beacons. While you are amplified, your arc special weapon final blows create a blinding explosion. So, take note, that is one explosion that we are getting. Spark of Beacons. Then we are in our arc fragments. Arc weapon final blows have a chance to create an ionic trace. We are using an arc weapon, and even in our heavy slot, we are using arc weapon, so that's why we want those ionic traces. But as I mentioned, take note of that first explosion. But now, let's talk about the exotic and why we are using this. First off, the exotic perk reads Halberdier's Reach. Increases glaive reload speed and melee damage when surrounded. Glaive melee final blows overflow a round to the magazine. Glaive projectile final blows detonate if the glaive deals damage matching your subclass type. Explosion number 2. Take note of the second explosion. And I'm not going to go too deep into Tritov Vice just because I did do a video about it. I was already really excited about it. I mentioned the abilities and, what synergizes with it. The only thing I didn't talk about, I saw a comment, was the melee damage when surrounded, but I didn't pay any attention to the percentage. I think it's 30% melee increase. Don't quote me on that, but I don't really care about the melee damage increase, but I do like the overflow. This is another huge part of glaive builds, and I'm so tired of feeling like I have to go back and say it, but every time I see somebody do a review of a glaive, whether it be another YouTuber, content creator, Twitch streamer, or somebody using a glaive, I do not see them using Lucent Blades. Why? Why are you not using Lucent Blade if you are using the exotic glaive? The whole purpose of the exotic glaive is to have that interaction whenever you charge up the exotic perk, and just having 2 of these reduces the amount of shots that you have to hit from 4 to 3, which makes the gameplay loop a lot more achievable, and I think it would tilt the favors in at least 2 of the exotic glaives a lot better, that being the Titan glaive and this glaive, the Hunter glaive. But please equip 2 Lucent Blade mods, for the love of God. If you have this exotic glaive or your Titan exotic glaive, please use those. Please use 2 Lucent Blade mods, because you still have a slot for an ammo reserve, or arc resistance, whatever you're doing, depending on the content you're in. Okay, that's all I'm asking you. Next, let's look at the glaive for like 2 milliseconds because I feel like we should understand this, but this is take note of explosion number 3. Okay? Lightning Seeker. When weapon energy is full, consume it before firing to make your next shot track targets across the ground and unleash chain lightning on impact. So that is explosion number 3. Now, this is a part of the gameplay loop that you should also pay attention to. Fire your weapon and it tracks targets across the ground, unleashing chain lightning on impact. Yes, you can do that, and you'll still get the same result. You'll still get the same damage from it tracing on the ground. You will still get the lightning burst. Everything will happen the same. But what you should really try to do is whenever you have that charged shot ready, and I'll show it in the gameplay, you should actually hit the target. Because whenever you hit the target, it still does the Lightning Seeker, which is the exotic perk, and it does copious amounts of damage, especially if you have Arc Surge times 3, and we're going to be getting those 3 explosions off. So you'll be doing tons of damage to the main target, and the explosion will kill everything around it. And whenever we look at the seasonal artifact mod that makes this thing absolutely sing, it's insane. Okay, but try to hit your target with this, so it recharges your next shot. So instead of having to hit 3 shots for your next Lightning Seeker, you only have to hit 2. And I'll show this also in the gameplay loop because I really want people to understand this, and I would like to see people embracing this glaive. And even honestly, the Titan glaive, the Warlock one could use a little bit of love. But this is a very fun build, and I wouldn't be putting the time into explaining it so in depth and just leaving the screen hoping that you're actually listening to my voice to tell you how to use this loop proper. But let's get into the artifact mod that is just incredible. Okay, this one right here. I just got it yesterday, and that's why I'm finally putting this build out. Arc Final Blows while you are amplified. Summon a burst of lightning that damages and jolts targets. Folks, 4 explosions, 1 shot. 4 explosions, 1 shot. And I don't have the other mod that I'll probably be getting next. After throwing an arc grenade, gain increased grenade recharge rate for a short time. Arc Final Blows extend the duration of this benefit. We will be using nothing but that glaive, either Wendigo in our heavy slot, Terminus Horizon, the LMG from Spire the Watcher with triple tap and target lock. The synergy that this provides to you is insane. And I'm just going to show you guys in the gameplay. Hopefully, depending on how I edit this, this could come before or after. I guess I have no choice but to edit it the right way now. But yeah, just check out the gameplay and just equip it. The dim link will be in the description. If you have all the stuff for this build, there's no reason for you to not try it. It is so fun, especially in the deep dives. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, but I genuinely enjoy some of the deep dives just because of how difficult they are, the scaling levels of enemies. It's just fun, and this build really makes it fun. It decimates mobs. It decimates like the yellow bars with ease, truthfully, and it's really fun. And I recommend it a bajillion times. The only other thing that I didn't mention, 100 res. You're going to need it because the whole idea is you're playing Arc Hunter and you are zooming around the map and just blowing things up. Orbs everywhere, ionic traces just coming to you, and you're just on the move, taking a lot of damage a lot of time. But the concept is to blow stuff up before it has the chance to hit you. And with that, hopefully I've explained this build adequately, and I hope you guys all enjoy it. And yeah, super fun. Arc nukes. Explosions, orbs, Hunter. Enjoy it. I love you guys. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. Comment on a class. I haven't done a Warlock build in forever, but I haven't played Warlock that much. So if you want a Warlock build or a Titan build, let me know, and I'll actually kind of go out of my way to try to make something off meta, or even just comment an exotic you would like me to try to make work, and I could try to do that. But everybody, have a good rest of your day. Tomorrow is my birthday, so I may or may not put out a video. We'll see. I love you guys. Peace.